Before we get going, some housekeeping. I've got 2 more lava cake deals. I'm officially announcing a moratorium on the Tennessee Tech game lava cake fiasco. I hand-delivered some last night, and let's see, it's Brooklyn and Bianca will get theirs, but anybody from this point on bringing in a lava cake coupon, you didn't act quick enough, and this could bleed me to death. I could be 80 years old walking down the street someday, and some guy could come to me with so when I'm on a fixed income, I've got to watch out for, me a little bit here. There are games that when the season's over, you sit down, you kick back, you reminisce, and just ruminate. This is not one of those games. Too many missed layups, too many missed free throws. We actually did a really sneaky, better job defensively, other than some miscommunications in transition, which they didn't make us pay for, and we kind of got lucky on. But in the half court, we got better and better. Took Wickman away after what was an explosion that we just can't have. But again, looking forward, we had a kid like that get off on us at Iona a little bit, and he just kept doing it. And in the second half, he hit the one at the buzzer to cut it to 2. But he didn't even have a shot attempt until that point in the second half, and you could see him. Well, he had a shot attempt just before that, but it was difficult for him in the second half. There's no question about that. Questions?
Good news, bad news. Obviously, there's some things you didn't like, but you were able to close out a close game with your best player on the bench.
Yeah, we held another team under 1 point per possession, which is good. I thought Doug took a real step forward tonight. I thought he was just flat out good. And, I thought Rodney did a good job defensively. Jason was good on the glass. So it was a little tighter bench than I would have liked tonight. It was a squirrely game. We had a lot of time with no whistles in there. And it just seemed like in the first half. In the second half, we didn't have any time with no whistles. And no one was getting tired, and I was going to go with the guys that have won a lot of games for us. But at the same time, Doug being on the floor to close it out, that's a positive. Jason Carter got out there toward the end to close it out. That's a positive. And although I'm not giddy with excitement and won't be up till 4 a.m. on an adrenaline rush tonight after that one, I'm happy it's a win. I told the guys after the game, as you could probably guess, it wasn't exactly popping champagne corks in there after the game. They felt like they left a little bit on the table. But I said, we just sat around for 3 days after a loss. And that feeling kind of sinks in. We're not going to do that after a win. There's things we got to address. We will address, but get over it. Let's move on. We got to win. There's 2 options. As Ricky Bobby said, if you're not first, you're last. Oh, heck, Ricky, you can be a lot of things. You can be second. You can be third.
Any concern with Tony? He's a tough guy to officiate to begin with. But I think he did a better job tonight of not letting fouls called on him get in his way.
The ones that he's committing, I think can be eliminated, and I don't think they have a lot to do with basketball technique.
Offensive glass.
Yeah, that being said, he's a big kid and he played for 27 minutes with 5 fouls. There's not a lot of bigs in America that make it 27 minutes. There aren't. So, okay. But at the same time, if we don't start making progress on this now, we're never gonna. And I would say that we're at the time where we have to make some changes with how he is picking them up. Of course, he doesn't think he's committed one all year, so that's the first problem. It really takes a lot of the pressure off when Doug plays like he did, because honestly, when Tony came out tonight, we had positive spurts. We didn't go backwards. In fact, we might have gotten a little more energy at times out there. As a side note, we really in the second half tried to pound the ball right down the front of the rim. And we went from taking 14 threes in the first half to 6 in the second. We got to the free throw line plenty. We should have gotten there more. But Tony got 18 shots off, and only 5 of them were threes. And and Big Doug rattled around in there a little bit, so.
Jerron still, and again, he's another tough guy that can be to officiate with his ability to initiate contact around the rim. It seemed to pay off late tonight, the ability to get to the foul line, not so much early.
Yeah, it takes, sometimes Tony, you can kind of tell if he's going to be there early on in the night or not. Jerron could kind of look a little bit rough out there at times, but he's going to figure it out. He just always does. And he's really got stubborn about getting downhill and getting to the rim, drawing fouls. And it really stabilized us.
Do you have any concerns at all with the free throw line?
Yeah, we're not making enough of them. But I mean, I watched us shoot practice. I know what we are as a free throw shooting team. Doug shot 70% last year. Tone struggled the last couple of games from there, but he's career high 60%. So he could be better, as good of a shooter as he is, but we're just a little off. It's like we're in Times Square last week, and they got the Mickey Mouse that you take a picture with, but it doesn't quite look like Mickey Mouse. That's what we are right now. We don't quite look like us. And I truly believe this, and this is not coach speak, I don't think it's that far away. I mean, we don't let Wickman get on that run in the first half. I think we were on our way to really pulling away. If we don't miss, literally on consecutive possessions, I believe it was point-blank layups. At least one more on an inbound that I remember, where literally no one contesting, just make.
Coach, why do you think you guys are a little off? I mean, obviously a win is a win, and you can't take away from that. But
It's the solar flares. It's the energy in the room. I don't. They're working hard. They're doing the right things. But we had a day in practice 2 days ago where we just weren't ourselves. Maybe they're laying around too much. They don't have to go to class anymore for the break, and maybe I need to get them into a water aerobics class or something in the morning. I don't know, but teams go through this. Good teams go through this. It happens.
Yeah.
And I think when we get it squared away, it'll be a nice little memory to have. But again, when you're in the middle of it, I can't proclaim, yeah, no, all is well in the kingdom. I want to play better, and our guys want to play better. But I do know it's not that was a goofy matchup for us tonight. I mean, who was Kenny supposed to guard out there? Who was Jason supposed to guard out there? That was a very untraditional lineup that we played against. And that little guard got in the paint and created a lot of stuff for him. He was good. Haas was really good.